exploring minimize cognitive load, an ergonomics perspective.
Welcome to the Universal Principles podcast. Today, we're diving into minimize cognitive load. In simple terms, it's about making tasks easier by reducing the mental effort needed. Think of it like decluttering your brain. What does this mean from an ergonomics perspective?
Thanks for having me. From an ergonomics perspective, minimize cognitive load is fundamental. It's all about designing systems, tools, and environments that fit human capabilities, rather than forcing people to adapt to poorly designed systems. It's deeply connected to efficiency and resource management, optimizing how we allocate cognitive and even physical energy to maximize output and minimize wasted effort.
That makes perfect sense. Can you give us a concrete example of this principle in action?
Absolutely. Take website design. If a website has a confusing navigation structure, users have to spend mental energy figuring out where to click, increasing their cognitive load. A well-designed site with intuitive navigation reduces that load, making the user experience smoother and more efficient. The goal is to present information logically, reduce choices, and use visual cues effectively.
Got it clean and clear. Can you give us another example of how minimize cognitive load plays out in the real world?
Consider an air traffic controller's job. It's incredibly complex. To minimize cognitive load, they use automated systems to assist with flight tracking and conflict resolution. These systems filter and prioritize information, alerting controllers only when necessary. Imagine trying to track hundreds of planes without such tools. Cognitive overload would be inevitable, leading to potential errors. Think of it like having a co-pilot for your brain.
Okay, air traffic control high stakes. This seems relevant far beyond ergonomics. Are there similar principles applied in other fields?
Definitely. In cybersecurity, they often talk about keep it simple, stupid, KISS. While the name isn't the most elegant, the concept aligns perfectly. By simplifying security protocols and interfaces, you reduce the cognitive load on users, making it less likely they'll make mistakes that compromise security. A complicated password policy, for example, might lead users to write passwords down, which is a huge security risk. A simpler, easier-to-remember system reduces that risk.
So how can our listeners actively implement this principle in their daily lives?
Here are 3 quick tips. First, use checklists. For recurring tasks, a checklist offloads the need to remember every step. Second, simplify your workspace, both physical and digital. A cluttered desk or a messy computer desktop increases cognitive load. Third, automate routine tasks whenever possible. If you find yourself doing the same thing repeatedly, see if you can automate it with software or tools. It's like setting up mental shortcuts.
Fantastic advice. Minimize cognitive load. It's about more than just efficiency. It's about making life easier and safer. Any final thoughts on the subject?
Just remember that our brains are valuable resources. By consciously minimizing cognitive load, we free up mental energy for creativity, problem-solving, and enjoying life. And that's a win for everyone.
Great point. Thanks for sharing your expertise. And thanks to our listeners for tuning into Universal Principles. Join us next time as we explore another fascinating principle shaping our world.